are more flowing and less
And we are
of a
live.
hello.
Makes sense.
Hello.
Hi,
Boy,
How is everybody?
I'm
well,
doing
not
good.
dead.
Yeah, I'll
Great.
take it. I've survived around the sun one more time. I like it.
That's true. We have
Unlike some
had
of our characters.
yeah. Oh.
Look, I'm just happy that
Well,
Brockus didn't have to suffer that PTSD of the one putting her down.
Yep. Yep.
Because it's like she's already unconscious. 14D6 does not sound like a happy time.
Crispy.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damning. Yeah. Well, I actually thought I was gonna be the first person to say this, but Raven was so nice to punch that in the gut first, so thank you. So as you can tell, Gilly is not here. No, not because her character died. She had 4th of July plans. So
Just a happy
4th of July.
coincidence.
It
If you
just
die in the
happened to work
game, you
out.
die in real life.
There you go.
Oh,
you
don't
die-
say that. Oh
If you
my
Don't
die
god.
in
say
the
that.
if you die in the game, you get banned from the Discord channel.
Oh my god. Oh, she would have been banned a long time ago then.
And multiple times over.
Yeah.
And
I think we
and
all would
Grood.
have.
Yeah.
Birds
Gerd-
would have made it through 2 days.
No, Gruds would have been banned episode 3 of the first campaign.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. That would have been funny. But yeah, so it kind of worked out because she probably wouldn't really be able to play much for at least a chunk of this episode, but it actually kind of worked out. So we'll see what happens. It's really ultimately up to you guys. So you guys have planned, but
I think it's more up to our collective bank account than anything else.
yeah.
Don't worry. We have friends in high places. There's an
And-
individual I plan on calling.
You know what? If our friends in high places can't make it work for us, we do have a Solarian who's really, really good at hacking things. I'm sure he could make that number in our bank account go a bit higher than it actually
On the
is.
Citadel?
What's a little
Definitely
bit of
try.
fraud? What's a little bit of fraud between friends, right?
Exactly.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. What is currencies but zeros and ones on a server somewhere?
I mean, you can
Exactly.
certainly attempt it. I am not saying no. And Brockus, I
Or-
have 2 guesses of who you're talking about.
Or we just blackmail up into making it happen.
Oh, that was one of my guesses.
Nah. I was gonna be reaching out to somebody a little bit more,
Ally.
a little bit more reliable.
Arleo, your wife who died.
That's option number 2. Yeah. For waifu died? Vera's fine.
Look. If you do this, we'll send you Vera feet pics.
Pause. There's so many things wrong with that sentence that I don't even know where to start. You know what? Nope. I'm
I
gonna pretend
mean-
like I didn't hear that.
Oh no, you guys, I apologize in advance. I am in a very non-me mood today.
Dig it.
I think I woke up for the first time in years extremely relaxed,
Oh.
and I've been pretty much just doing like what a cat does and just stretching the entire day. So,
So say knocking shit off the shelf, but that too.
oh no, that's just me on a daily basis because I'm clumsy as fuck. But
Oh, okay.
I'm still trying to understand what Rosa Flower is typing in chat, and I'm really.
Oh,
inebriated?
talking
No,
about
I'm not inebriated.
no. We're talking about who would be banned from Discord if that was the actual rule for deaths. Like
I would.
Oh,
I'd be banned.
everyone would. Everyone would
Yep.
be at some
Everyone
point.
would be.
Whole
And that's if you
channel
don't-
would have
yeah.
rolled over at this point.
well, and then
Yeah.
I killed the whole party, and oops, is that a spoiler?
Yes. Dead yet.
Well, no.
We'll see. We have to shop first before we get to the actual mission.
See, that's something that you and I can bond over, Siva, because I too have killed my entire party while being the sole survivor before.
Well, it's hard to make
Good times.
choices. This is what happens to somebody who can't make a decision, right? All of them.
Yeah, I was gonna wait for everyone to stop chat shitting, but we do have a couple of polls. Y'all just beat me to the punch in chat. Still plan on making some extended cards. I just haven't had a chance to like sit down and actually do it, but I do have some plans. I have been like typing it all up, so I'm super excited. Definitely going to get the cards made and everything, like all these lovely cards. Which means I'm probably gonna need a bigger box. So we'll see what happens. I don't know how many I'm making. I'm seeing how many ideas flow. Make sure I have a balance of okay cards, shitty cards, and wowie cards. So, you know.
You don't need a commander deck worth of deck of many things cards.
That's why, yes, you do.
Not that many. Not that
No,
many.
you know what? You're right. You don't need a commander deck's worth because that's limited to 100 cards maximum.
I would be
Why stop
concerned
there?
at that point. It's
There
like,
we
why are you
go.
rolling percentiles? Oh, deck of many things full.
I need you to roll me a D100.
Roll me 2 D100s.
Right now, all I have
No.
is a Magic the Gathering deck with about 6 cards on the sideboard.
Sounds
Oh,
about
there you
right.
go. No, if anything, I would just probably double the amount. I have 22 cards, so I'd probably just double it. I don't think I'd go anything crazier than that, especially since I'm a bit limited, because a lot of things are not Magic. You know, I mean, Prothean technology only goes so far before you could just do all the crazy ass stuff that you can do in like D&D. Not that I'm not creative, but I'm just saying like there are certain limitations. But like I said, I have some really fun ideas. I'm excited to actually implement them once I'm able to. But for right now, you get this deck. So I think we're gonna go in order of which the birthdays happened. So Siva,
Oh dear. Okay.
which card
So-
out of 22?
Okay. So there's one deck.
There's one deck, yes.
Okay.
With me, it's the original deck.
Okay. 10th from the top.
Time from the top. Ooh. You got the upgrade card. You feel a jolt of biotic energy surge through your body. You gain proficiency in one single skill of your choice. Let's see, and you double your proficiency bonus on those checks made with that skill.
Okay. So the upgrade card. So
However, in addition to this effect, for the next 24 hours, you have disadvantage on all attacks and ability checks as a side effect from the upgrade.
Okay, so 24-hour disadvantage on attacks and checks.
Yes.
Okay. And I gain proficiency
In a single skill of your choice with
in a single
you have it.
skill.
Yeah, you have proficiency and you double your proficiency bonus with it.
It's essentially expertise in that skill.
Yeah, you get to pick
Yeah.
one skill and just gain expertise in it right now.
Yep.
So double proficiency.
There's an expertise button. Don't worry.
I was gonna say, yeah, like if you have your character sheet, very similar to D&D, you click the little cog wheel, and next to the skill that you choose, you just click from normal to expertise.
Yeah, I'm just making notes because I know this today, but down the road I'm going to go, how in the world did I get that? So
Yeah. All good.
really
it can
good
technically be
memory,
a
but
skill.
really short.
I mean, it technically can be a skill you already know, you just gain expertise in it. Or a brand new skill that's automatic expertise. So entirely up to you which skill you want to use. You don't necessarily have to tell, you just pick one and just
Okay,
change it to
so
expertise.
I can ponder that for a bit.
Yeah. You don't have to think about it right this second. So you're good. You have
And
that
you
in your
remember
pocket.
the character sheet doesn't have all of them listed by default. There's a whole pile that you can add in that are other things.
Here. So yeah, let me reshuffle these real quick.
So
As
that complete list, Raven, where would I find that? Is that
And
in
7
the, on
dot
the
world.
in 7.world? Okay,
Mhm.
thanks.
All right. Tilt, which by the way is your actual birthday today. So happy Independence Day / birthday
Thank you
to
kindly.
our French Canadian.
Well, a friend from France who now lives in Canada, but yes, we are.
Yes, I
We
stand
are
by my
all-
statement.
I am all the things but American. I am born on Independence Day. Yes.
Means nothing in France.
Never.
So which card out of 22 are you picking?
Good question. You know me, RNGesus will take the wheel.
Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh.
I'm gonna have
From that top.
I'm gonna have RNGesus roll real quick.
Okay.
So that is a 12
12, top or bottom?
top. Let's go nuts.
Okay.
And now I die. Watch me roll the void. I die.
No, it's everyone's been lucky so far.
Uh-huh.
Let's see here.
We
Oh!
know my luck. I die.
Oh, this is appropriate. Well, it does have the word die in it.
Okay, close enough.
Do you get to dye your
Uh,
armor blue? No.
You get you get the Twilight card. Roll your hit die. The player gains an extra hit die that they roll right away. Adding your Constitution modifier, they permanently gain those additional hit points.
All right, we tanking thicker, baby. I like it.
Nice.
Let me find
So
my hit die.
good pulls.
I'm not complaining. Extra HP
Yeah.
is always welcome
So
in
you
this
get
house.
you get a automatic hit die to add permanently to your HP pool.
I'm
And
trying
you have
to
a
find my-
1 in your con. So it'd be whatever it is plus 1. I think you're
my
D10?
Constitution
What's Sentinel?
is +1. I believe it's a D10, but I'm pulling it up. Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Where is it?
Actually, it might even be on your character sheet when you look.
Yeah,
at
it is.
hit die.
It is a D10. It is a D10.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, let me roll that real quick. That is a 9 plus the 1. That is a 10. Does tough also apply to this or no?
It's just the hit die plus your con modifier.
Okay.
Yeah. So 10 more points. Oh shit, we at 103. All right, I am adding this to your card already because I can. Cool. Yeah, so you now have 103 hit points.
Holy smokes.
Is that pretty close to Rojin?
I've got 120.
Ah. So there you go. You're getting closer.
slowly.
He's got more than Vera does now, though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Vera has 97?
97. Yep.
97, yeah. Oh, snap. Okay, well.
I am
Good
very
pulls.
squishy.
I think Brockus is the only character
Wizard.
that I've had in one of our show games that has broken 100 HP.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because
Toka was level 4. I mean, Toka was level 4. Lex, I think, we got to like level 7.
Although his HP pool was kind of infinite.
Yeah, because he wasn't allowed to die.
Well, that's just cheating.
No, that was a curse.
Yeah, he wanted to die sometimes.
Aww. Well, I mean, technically, too, just going on the comment you said, Fox, is that, I mean, France technically gifted us something for Independence Day, so, France is involved.
True. Yeah, I just realized that with the tech armor, we're gonna be sitting over 130 HP. We're getting there.
Jesus criminy.
And
You guys are
5
only
ticks
level 9.
and 5 ticks of barrier with Sentinel.
You guys are only at level 9. This is why I have to up shit, because it's ridiculous what you guys can do. Your damage output in one round is
It's insane.
ridiculous.
I s-
Especially with
yeah.
Jamar coming up with the custom stuff too. It's like it's ridiculous. And I
Yeah.
removed all that time and effort, so I ain't giving you no shitty little shooters.
I've got to be getting close to Fox's weapon being done now.
You worked on a good chunk of it. You're definitely getting close. I do remember that because you worked
I'm
on
on
a good
that
chunk
home
of it there.
stretch.
Yeah, because you worked on it the way there and back from that ice planet. So, yeah, you're getting pretty close.
See, with Omen being as beefy as he is, I don't have to focus on being the off tank anymore. So I can put
Yeah.
all my effort into just
Damage,
pumping out the damage as Vera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which will be a lot of fun. So yeah. So I think with that, we will get into it. I do apologize. We may have to cut this short by an hour or so at some point because it does get darker later here. So fireworks do go crazy. They are legal here, so people pop them everywhere. And if they're anything like last year, it's gonna go on for a while. So hopefully it gives us at least a couple hours, if not 3, to play. So I do apologize in advance, but you know, 'tis the holiday. So yeah. So last where we left off, you guys continued your fight against the crazed Ardak Yakshi, the mother of Sarima, who you all found out is well, no, actually you didn't. Technically it was Brachus maybe found out is Athelia's half sister, although you're not 100% sure just yet. But you guys did continue to fight her pretty hard until she raged so hard that most all of you fell under her control and tried to slowly take each other out using whatever commands she gave you, to the point to where some of you were able to get on the other side of that barrier and kind of help Athelia out. However, despite your efforts, the Ardak Yakshi did end up ending Athelia's life, making sure that her revenge was seen to the very end. And by that time, a couple of you were able to come out of your dominated trance, where Brachus went into a rage. Thankfully, was able to survive long enough for some allies to come in and help you all out. As Arissa was able to come and help aid you all, eventually ending the Ardak Yakshi's life, breaking the rest of the dominated bond that she had on the rest of you, having you all come to your normal minds, seeing your friend fallen dead on the floor, of which Brachus did scoop her up and carry her back topside, along with Arissa, who took the very heavily beaten, half-conscious Sarima after she was kind of beaten and burnt in the crossfire as well. As they start to make their way topside, the rest of you decide to finish off the other Ardak Yakshi that was out to take Riley's life for whatever reason, with Vera's clever plan to just boom her to death with, I think we mathed 20 grenades.
40.
40! It was 40. I remember I did the math, and it was, you guys are covered in a mist of blood. Because that's how much damage y'all did when it went boom.
I'd like to just point out how cruel that was
Oh,
to
100%!
the Ardak Yakshi, because she was in that bubble watching us set those things up the entire time.
Yeah, they
Yo.
deserve it.
She knew what was going to happen, and there was nothing she could do but sit there and watch.
It's been set as an example for the others that will follow.
Can't really set an example when no one else witnessed it.
That's the whole point. That way we get to do it again the next time.
I'm sure
Oh, God.
Jamar was recording it. He seems like the type to record everything that happens.
I mean, look, I'm a robot. Everything I look at technically gets recorded.
I believe, if I remember correctly, Jamar, you did stay behind. If I remember, I think it was Raucus, Riley, and Arissa that left, and I think that's correct. I think it was you three that did stay behind. I know definitely Omen and Vera set up, and I'm pretty sure Jamar, you stayed behind as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and Riley was walking with the rest. Of course, when this was all happening, Brockus and Arissa aren't too terribly far because, again, this only took the course of like 2 minutes because you guys were technically in battle because of the concentration, let's say. But yes, the floor is now yours as we will actually start off first with Omen, Vera, and Jamar after you got sprayed with mist of blood on you guys, as this explosion was so massive it filled a good chunk of this room.
Does that mean that I basically got a free red paint job?
Yeah, you look like
What
a
color
traditional
is the sorry
juggernaut now.
blood?
It's blue, actually.
Actually, it's blue. That's not a traditional
blue.
juggernaut. I like the blue paint job. Yeah.
Oh. I don't know how I feel about that.
He's gonna turn to the other two and say, dispatching an enemy and a free paint job. We approve.
I'll double check. It's either blue or purple, but yeah, you're
Yeah.
of the darker side of the rainbow spectrum here.
Hey, extra camouflage. We're not complaining.
Yeah, the hue matches your ocular lens.
You're not sure, by the way, if the Geth is joking or not. It's that dead. Well, I mean, you can decide whether you know or not, but I mean, it's not super obvious whether it's joking or it's actually
And
meant.
Geth, do we know if Geth can crack jokes?
Fuck around and find out, as they say.
I
Right?
think-
I don't
Joke.exe?
think we know
Yes.
enough about Geth to make that determination.
Exactly.
That's very true.
It's okay.
very
I don't know
true.
enough about Geth either, so you know what? We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Mm,
pretty much.
it's silly. I love it.
Love your
You're-
coffee cup, Fox.
You're cosplaying
you.
Brockus right now.
Oh. That's
You
true.
just need you just need a couple bodies slung over you, and you be perfect.
I mean, we're covered in the blood of our enemies. We just need, well, there's not much body to carry, sadly. Well, I need to get better. I need to learn more.
I actually have a doc I named called Race Blood, and Asari are blue purple. So it's kind of like
important
a.
information in Mass.
It is. It is. Just like how Jamar, if he was to bleed, it'd be green. So these are things to know. I think the only, let's see, Krogans are dark orange, Turians are blue. Geth are synthetic fluid. I think that was the obvious one.
Oils, yeah.
And I think that's the only one y'all gotta worry about until you decide to bleed a Volus, which is red, by the way. So
Good to know.
I think
we're- I
know
thi-
that information.
I think we might have to check with Ep just to make sure that your information is correct. But we'll experiment when we have a minute.
You guys
It's
are
always
terrible.
good to verify.
For the sake of
I
science.
mean,
right.
We are an explorer unit. We must verify.
So I know our foes both kind of exploded in their own special ways, but before heading off to rejoin Brockus and everything, I do just want to do a quick check of the remains to see if there's anything, the remains of anybody that's left, to see if there's anything worth taking with us.
Okay. So you're just kind of walking around this room just to see if there's anything else.
Yeah, just a really quick check before leaving.
I won't even have you roll for it because the only people that were in here when you guys came in and you walk around to observe to double check were the two Ardok Yakshi and Sarima and Athelia, with both of the Ardok Yakshis quite literally obliterated because my dice were vicious as Arissa to explode the other Ardok Yakshi in a mode of light. She doesn't have a body anymore. Neither does the other Ardok Yakshi, and Sarima and Athelia are being carried away. So the only other thing that is in here that would be lootable is you do see what looks like a somewhat damaged computer. You do see that there are TV screens showing some parts of the building. One of them you do recognize, as it is a hallway leading to the room that you guys did previously fight in, but of course you can't see that because you guys disabled that, the cameras in that room. You do see a couple of like miscellaneous crates and whatnot, kind of like storage on the side, because this whole underground area was basically one huge like warehouse with lots of hallways and a couple of rooms here and there. That's what you see right now.
Okay. Well, I think I'm reasonably confident then that I'm not leaving anything important behind. So I'm just gonna give my two companions here an appreciative nod for their assistance in blowing that person up. And then I'm gonna go catch up to Brockus.
Okay. I assume the other two do the same.
I am going to actually take a sample of this thing's blood, and then yes, we will do so.
The one that's on your face?
I'm on my face, a little bit on the floor. If there's any like bit of tissue left around, we're gonna scan real quick, grab any of that stuff, and bring it with us.
It's mostly just blood, since the amount of damage that was done
Was a little bit on the silly side.
Yeah,
yes.
it was overkill. Quite literally overkill. So there is no little bit of matter or tissue. It is all just sheer blood from what you can find. There's nothing like hanging, any kind of questionable tissue, just blood. Straight up.
Sounds about right.
So
Okay.
you can, I mean, you already
We'll-
have it on you, so those are the samples
Yeah,
you can
well,
gather.
We'll sample the blood just to have a copy of this thing's genetic code, and we will move on.
Okay. Jamar, are you doing anything before you leave the room?
I don't think there's anything I need to do.
Okay.
I really don't.
Okay. So you guys start making your way topside, and Brockus, are you still in a rage, or are you just kind of quiet at this point?
He snapped out of his rage the moment that the Ardok Yakshi was pretty much plastered. And he had knocked out What's-Her-Face after claiming that she could help her sister, and kind of just sort of walked up and picked Athelia up and just began to just left, going right towards the what was it, the
infirmary.
the
Kind of where the
infirmary,
Spectre area is.
along with like the Spectre in tow, as she was carrying the knocked out Asari.
Mhm. Yeah, you headbutted
completely
her hard.
Oh, I didn't headbutt her. She got the
Or
butt
not
of the
headbutt,
shotgun,
the butt of the shotgun is what I meant.
butt of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
shotgun right between the eyes.
Yeah.
Um
yeah.
but
Dude,
yeah,
I was even
he-
holding
he-
back. I remember that roll. I was like, oh shit.
he has forgotten to take the bodies of the other two Asari off of his armor,
Mhm.
and he's just fully focused, not really saying much unless the Spectre engages him in conversation, and he's just taking Athelia to the infirmary.
Okay. Pretty much once you get to the room where you fought all the robots and everything, before you exit to that long hallway where you went down the ladder, she does stop you a moment as she goes, Brockus, as much as I appreciate you seeing my people just kind of hanging off you, I don't think that would be wise to walk through the public wearing bodies. I think CSEC might have an issue as well.
What are you talking about?
She just kind of points to your shoulders at the dead hanging Ardok Yakshis that you mounted on them.
And he kind of looks at his shoulders like, to be fair, I forgot they were there. So, at this point in time, where are they? Are they out on the Citadel streets? Or are they still like walking through?
So the room where you guys first fought the robots, where I'll show you on the map real quick, just kind of jog your memory just a scotch. Basically this room right here, where you fought the robots and everything, you guys are near the exit where you go down the long hallway to where the ladder is to ascend back topside where the rest of the public is.
Gotcha. I think at that point is like, as they're walking, he's just like gonna one at a time just grab him, just kind of just not even having any sort of respect for the bodies, just like throwing him to the ground as if he's just like taking off clothing or whatnot, just continues walking.
She doesn't say anything else. She just kind of nods and continues to walk. She does use her biotics, as she still has fly, to kind of help lift herself up while carrying the body, because she's not, obviously being an Asari by comparison to a Krogan, she doesn't have the muscle mass to kind of carry a body up. So you have no problem getting up. But pretty shortly after you guys get to the top of that ladder, Vera, Omen, and Jamar, you guys do catch up and kind of see them just go topside. And you do eventually, after another moment, reconvene as, despite being covered in blood, having your Spectre patches and being in the company of a Spectre, CSEC doesn't even bother you guys. They sort of acknowledge what is happening. Knights of the Silver Moon, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome on in. You do, of course, you get a lot of odd looks because you are in a public area. As a refresher, you guys are in a shopping district. So without really knowing what is happening, CSEC eventually does call for some extra without even talking to Arissa, and just kind of creates a little bit of a perimeter to just kind of keep people away as she escorts you guys back to the train that gets you all the way back to the Spectre area. And as soon as you guys get off, immediately takes you all to the infirmary. But the infirmary is, there's rooms with like doctors and actual patients, and then there's an area where it's a bit more private and quiet. But you guys do notice when you walk in, it's both a doctor's room and kind of a morgue at the same time, as this room is much cooler. And you do see that there are a small handful of tables to lay bodies on, as she sets Sarima's unconscious body on one. And Ibrockus, I assume you put Athelia on another.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, go ahead.
Are any doctors around as we do that?
Not in the immediate room, no. They kind of left the room, so they're outside at the moment.
It's gonna, after setting like very gently setting Athelia down. He's gonna like pretty much just stomp out into the hallway, grab the first doctor he can see, and just drag him back into the room.
Okay. You do grab a hold of a very surprised looking Solarian, just kind of being dragged back in. It's like,
And he's just-
sir, what do you do? Sir? Sir.
And he's gonna point to Athelia and he's like, fix it.
Right away. What happened? Was the diagnosis?
Dead. Fix it.
Ah. There can't fix dead, sir. Dead is dead. Dead is void. Can't fix right away anyway.
Then make it better.
Can't fix what is lost, what is gone, but alternatives to help. Let me see what I can do. As the Solarian does kind of open the door back outside and calls a couple more people in, as a couple more doctors come in to observe both Athelia and Sarima. And one of them is an Asari doctor, and she does look over at you all saying like, excuse me, but this one is not dead. She seems like she went through some trauma. She's got some burns and a concussion. What happened here, so we know how to treat them properly?
Raucus just looks as I happened.
I'm sorry?
This one's a prisoner. A criminal. Make them stable and enough to function, but don't give them the full treatment.
Well, as a doctor, I would like to give the full treatment, but we do have cuffs. We can put them in some bindings.
I would hate for you to waste the supplies. Because if they can't deliver on what they promised, well, you're going to have another cadaver in them.
I'm not sure if that is a threat or not, but as a doctor, I have made an oath and will do what I can to help. Whatever happens after that, I will ask Spectre Orisa here to make a further call. For now, I will at least stabilize, stop the bleeding, and help heal the burns and keep about. This is the best I can do for now.
Sure. Because he doesn't give a damn about her. As long as
Fair.
she's breathing and can talk, that's all he cares about.
Right. You do see about 2 or 3 doctors on Athelia right now, as you see there's a lot of scanning going on at the moment. And it gets to the point where you notice the Solarian keep kind of looking over his shoulder at everyone, and he goes, excuse me, sorry, but much to do. We'll take time. I need all of you to please give us space. Leave the room. We'll call you when everything is correct and everything is fine with our analysis. Please leave, please.
He's going to get very, very close to the Solarian. Just like completely
Okay.
ignoring that personal bubble. And he leans over. You have one job. Until she is functional again, you do nothing else. And if you fail to bring her back, save a spot for yourself in that little freezer of yours.
Orisa does
And he's
come
going
up
to
to
turn
you.
and walk away.
She does go to kind of touch you for a moment as you turn around and walk away, and she just kind of shakes her head and looks at the Solarian, which looks very, very pale all of a sudden, and she goes,
Motivation.
please forgive him. It was a very traumatic experience. I know you're doing all you can. I will assist them. Thank you. The Solarian's just like, yes, thank you. Please leave. Please leave. as he's eyeing you all, the rest of you, very carefully.
I mean, you've got a 12-foot robot right now covered. At least the front of it is blue and the back of it right now is white.
Let's take him to the car wash.
Who probably at this point stinks of Asari blood, not to lie. Who is just standing, saying absolutely nothing by the door, observing all of this with its ocular, socket, just kind of doing the Geth thing where you have the flaps kind of moving as the eye is clearly zooming in on certain things and then zooming back out. It will follow Brachus when Brachus does walk, but not before stopping in front of that Solarian and just giving him a very slow up and down look, which could almost pass for a scan. And then, yes, we'll follow Brachus out of the room.
Just making this poor doctor who hasn't done anything so uncomfortable.
I said nothing, I just looked at him.
I said feel uncomfortable.
I get you.
What is everyone else doing at this moment?
I'm just gonna look around this room real quick for like a towel or something that I can use to just wipe my face off, because I'm sure Jamar and I are also covered in this Asari blood.
Yeah, there's definitely towels, both of the paper and the cloth variety.
I'll leave the poor doctor alone. I'm just gonna grab a towel and wipe my face off, and then I'll leave the room.
Okay. Okay. And as one by one you guys leave, Arissa is the last one to kind of let the door close behind. You do hear a audible click, like a digital click. Not necessarily to keep you guys out, but to give privacy in this area, as you guys do see a digital sign that does say "Do not disturb." Scanning in process. And there's a long silence that kind of looms over you all for a moment before Arissa finally speaks up. She says, "Damn the paperwork. What happened?"
Don't know what led to it, but the one that's unconscious on the table over there went off with Athelia to some tea shop, or what was supposed to be a tea shop, and then we lost track of her. She was then found, well, not found, but the signal was at least found. And that's when I was called and I left your office.
I remember the call.
We did what we do best and busted a few heads getting into the establishment. Ran into some robots, and then Asari took care of them, and then had to fight that thing.
What thing?
The Arctic. Haven't really fought something like that, at least that strong before. Damn near gave me a migraine in that case.
Ardak Yakshi are Asari born with a rare genetic condition, and though they cannot help themselves of what they are abominations among my people, because of their abilities that, from what it sounds like, you experienced. Their mind control powers are very powerful, and they do grow to a insatiable rate, to the point to where they are given a choice to either be killed by people like me, Justicars, or there is a place where they go, where they are more at peace. You could say to learn to be in control, but it's more of a temple, where the ones that aren't violent stay away from others to not be tempted, because if they're amongst their own kind, there's not much they can do. But if they're amongst others, their power grows, so is the urge to use them. Obviously, the ones you witnessed and took down, the ones that didn't give a shit. Those are the dangerous ones. And despite what happened to Athelia, I am a Justicar first and foremost before a Spectre. And I do not tolerate that part of my kind. Taking them down was an absolute pleasure. It was a very much satisfied bonus to take out the one that did that to Athelia.
You weren't going to do what I was.
Oh, I know.
I think you did it in a more humane way.
Well, let's just say my own biotics got the best of me. In a way, I saw red. After all, I still do have Krogan blood that flows through me. I do get a bit ragey myself. But
Nothing wrong with a little rage.
tell that to my superiors. But with my training, it doesn't come out that often. Either way, I do have some news, depending on how you all take it, but there is technically a way to bring her back. It is very experimental, very expensive. And we've come to a certain point where, as long as most of the body is intact, it is doable. Which, thankfully, hers is. It's just, again, it's highly experimental and expensive. Depending on what you want to do, I don't know. I think I remember in her dossier she has a grandmother, I think on Thessia, but don't know if she has any other family or anything to help make that decision. So as her
We're
crew,
her family.
I think it is up to you all what you want to do then.
I say do it. If there is even a chance that we can bring her back, we do it. She doesn't deserve to die like that.
What about the others?
When you say that it's experimental, who's the one behind the experiment? Who's funded the research into whatever this is?
The Citadel, for this one at least, though I would be lying if I said there wasn't other researchers or other factions trying to do the same thing. This one is done through us, through the
Funded
council.
By the council, okay.
But again, it's not common. I know there's films about it, and I know humans have done something similar to their animals, I think, but never truly perfected, especially not for humans. But cloning is a thing, just not perfected like it is in the movies. It would still be her, with all her memories, just a new body. Actually, same body, just genetically repaired at a alarming rate. But because it's experimental, I cannot guarantee if it will actually bring her back or have her lose some of her memories or alter some of her memories. It varies case by case, but what I can tell you is that it does work. Rolls revamped. Thank you so much for that raid. I have witnessed it myself. It does work. And there's no horrid side effects or anything. There's no, them going mad or anything like that, or any dysmorphia or anything. Just, it's usually either the body not reanimating or memories lost. Which is good, considering where it was a few years ago, so the process is improving, just not quite there yet.
When you say not reanimating, what do you mean exactly?
That they don't come back.
Okay.
They stay dead.
So I assume this has been done more than once. So at this point, what's the success rate of this experimental procedure?
It's been a few months since I last checked, but I heard that there is a 71% success rate.
The way we're looking at it now, if we don't do it, that's 0.
Absolutely, Brockus.
I'll take 71 over 0 any day.
But I'm just wanting to ask a couple questions. The other thing I'd like to know, when you talk about memory loss, how severe is that?
It is case by case. It's enough for the worst case scenario anyway. The person remembered their name, remembered certain faces and people, but not much else. They were able to function, of course. They knew how to use a cup and write and, functions like that, but couldn't remember their family or where they were from. But those seem to be far and few in between. And yes, even though I said this happened more than once, not a lot. It's not like there's hundreds of clones out there. Double digits, but...
But there would be enough there that they could relearn anything eventually that they forgot.
I believe so. I haven't personally witnessed it, if they did or not. I did witness one person seeing recognition in another's face that they had forgotten, but nothing clicked right away. Maybe they did. Maybe they did relearn, but you could see in their eyes that the brain was processing that there was something there. Again, it's case by case. Her body is in pretty good condition. Great, even, so her chances are pretty good, I think.
It sounds very hopeful for us, Brockus, I think.
Would you be willing to oversee this operation yourself? Make sure nobody tampers with her.
Me overlook it.
Yes. I
Of
think we all
course.
trust you at this point.
I'm perfectly willing to be there from start to finish to guarantee it. And if there's more people after her, to protect her as well.
Just after everything that we've seen, all the experiments that we've learned about these last few months, it would certainly put me at ease anyway to know that you were overseeing the whole thing.
It would be my honor.
Once the other one wakes up, we'll be able to start questioning to figure out what exactly is going on here.
Her I'll definitely keep an eye on. Question her. I have my own questions. I thought she was the daughter of a matriarch. We even confirmed it when you all went to save her, so I'm gonna have to do some digging there. But I have a few questions of my own to ask her. Also know what the fuck happened and who else is after her, but I don't know if you can tell, but I'm quite fond of your bunch, and yes, though you represent me and you've given me great results, does not mean that I want to save her just to continue using you. You guys are valuable allies and friends, and though it's only been just a few short months, I want you all alive and healthy. Now, I cannot personally contribute to the cost, as it does look like a conflict of interest. But if you need help with anything, I could give you some resources to work with.
I'm going to reach out to a friend of ours.
Well, we do have some money in our treasury. How much is this operation going to cost?
It will cost 1.5 million.
It would drain us, but we could cover it.
Actually, Lieutenant Vera, if you remember, I think I had a bit of a windfall that showed up in my bank account. It was going to go to research. I think this would be a very fitting place to put a large quantity of that.
Currently, our treasury is sitting at 1.96 million.
Damn.
As long as we have
Lieutenant
enough
Vera,
to fuel the ship, I mean, we're
Yes,
fine.
that being said, minor repairs are being done to the ship at the moment, which is going to take some of that money. It shouldn't be anywhere near the 1.5 million the last repairs cost us, because that was after a extensive
Explosion!
battle, if you all remember. These are just like routine repairs happening right now.
Mhm.
So we should be able to cover the majority of it.
Riley pulls up her Omni tool and does a bit of keyboarding, and she says, Lieutenant Vera, my personal bank account is at almost, well, it's over 1.2 million.
Well, that would certainly help.
I would be happy to put whatever is needed towards this. I do feel it's got a very good chance of being successful for us.
Perhaps maybe let's see how much the repairs to the ship are going to cost us. Then we'll know what we're working with, and we can decide from there how we're going to cover it. But at the end of the day, it will be covered one way or another.
Well, if you'd like, I will let you guys discuss what you want to do. If you need anything from me, and I mean anything, please let me know. But I do need to report this to the rest of the council after I change.
Yes, actually, if it's not too much trouble, could you perhaps forward me the details on the proper channels to file a formal complaint against the head of CSEC? They did allow this to happen on the Citadel. This is their jurisdiction.
True.
I would like to file a formal complaint against the head of CSEC.
I definitely won't deny you that. But I also can't fault them once an investigation is processed, of course, that perhaps they were forced mentally to ignore or help.
Well, this
Again, the
is
investigation will be
perhaps where you and I differ. I absolutely can and do fault them.
Fair enough. I will definitely send you that way.
Thank you.
Of course. And she'll give you all a nod before turning around and exits the infirmary area. What would you guys like to do?
So it sounds like we have the funds, one way or another, combination of any. Or I can reach out to Arleo.
Now, why would you do that?
He's the one person we know who is quite literally swimming in credits. And he likes Athelia.
He's also the type of person to hold that over your head at the right moments. At the most advantageous moments for him.
He is a businessman, yes.
He's a criminal.
An advantageous criminal to have on your side.
But a criminal nonetheless.
Depending on the way you look at it. In Omega, he's just a legitimate businessman.
There's nothing legitimate about Omega.
It's a legitimate shithole.
Fair. I would prefer not to be indebted to Arleo in any way, shape, or form, but depending on how much our repairs and resupplies are going to cost us, well, we may need to reach out to other channels. That's the downside, I suppose, to having such a unique ship, is repairs are generally, I imagine, difficult, and difficult does not come cheap.
On average, what do the repairs of the ship normally run us?
Well, we've only had it repaired once, and it was after a pretty extensive battle, and it cost us 1.5 million credits. But the repairs that are happening right now are just routine. We haven't had any large battles out in space lately that I'm aware of, so it shouldn't be too bad.
As long as we don't smash her up too badly, we should be fine.
Yes, I would estimate a third of what it cost us last time. So that would leave us with 1.4-ish million in our treasury. That's just for repairs, mind you, not for fuel or supplies.
Things that we technically need to survive.
Yes.
Riley's offering up money as well.
As I say, as far as I can tell from the details I have, it was meant for research. So this is research, isn't it? And it's for such a good cause. Really, I can't think of anything better to spend it on.
So you said you have 1.2.
A little more than that, 1.259500 to be exact.
What's your PIN number?
You need your first and last social security number.
Mother's maiden name.
Current planet of residence. So one way or another, we've got the funds.
Sounds like it, yes.
That then leads us to our next task. Finding out what the hell happened. Making anybody still alive regret drawing a breath.
Remind me again why we've let Sarima live for now.
She mentioned being able to help her sister. When she said sister, she looked over at Athelia. If there was even a chance that that is true, I only hit her with a little love tap to make sure that she can follow through on it. But trust me, once her use is done, she's a corpse. There's no walking away from this for her.
Hopefully, for her sake, her information's useful.
The more useful, the less painful the death is going to be. I can either use my gun or my hands.
Fair.
Will Athelia get a say in what happens to Sarima if it is her sister?
I'm not keeping her around. You leave loose ends like that, they come back to bite you in the ass. Athelia's already been taken down once because of this. We don't give him another shot.
What is Omen doing while this is all happening?
So he is standing right behind Brockus, like the boogeyman from ages past. As we said, entire front plate right now, completely covered in bluish purple Asari blood. And he is standing there absolutely silently, just looking down over Brockus's shoulder at the discussion, almost like uncomfortably close behind Brockus, like definitely like bodyguard that's taking their job a little too seriously. You can guess that potentially, like, after the assault, since he was appointed as quote unquote head of security for the ship and for the crew, he definitely has this whole mentality of Brockus, got into a fight, people almost died, must protect Brockus, but he's taking it maybe a step too far. And yeah, he's just analyzing every little detail, just peering over Brockus's shoulder, covered head to toe in Asari blood.
Okay. So just observing at the moment. Processing.
Yep.
You guys see his like optic just kind of doing the loading circle.
You see the little beach ball, spinning.
And it's at this point, while you guys are kind of discussing this, I imagine still in the hallway, you guys haven't moved really. Which, of course, there's benches. I think kind of similar to a hospital where they do have little benches here and there along the sides for you to sit outside of doors and whatnot. You do hear the sound of little feet running around the corner on the tile as you see a very familiar dark-skinned braided child in her jacket just running up to you, Brockus, and doesn't even care that you're covered in blood and God knows what else.
Day ending and Y for this family.
Yeah. As you do see Mercy going like, Daddy, you're okay.
Hey kid, yeah. Just had a little scuff up is all.
Is everything okay? Marissa said that some bad things happened, but she wouldn't tell me what.
Things happen, but we're taking care of it. Give it a couple days and everything will be back to normal.
Okay. Is everyone okay? You're all like purple.
We got in a big fight. The purple is a sorry.
She kind of looks at everyone for a moment and she's like, there's a thing. That's
Technically, given how close Brockus was proximity to the kill blow, he probably has a little bit of Athelia's blood on him.
This unit assesses about 10% of it being from Ophelia.
when you say a sorry blood and she's not around, she's like, oh my god.
He's like, no, this isn't Athelia. This is bad people.
That is a very different liquid Asari.
Oh, okay. So Athelia's okay?
She will be. Doctors are looking over her right now.
Oh, good. Okay. So she got hurt. Okay. She's okay though, right? You said okay.
Yeah, she'll be okay. We just, we have to let the nerds, do their stuff like they did with me. And
Okay.
we should be able to see her in a little bit, but right now she needs a rest.
Okay. Okay. Should we buy her a present, like a get well present?
I think we could do that in a couple days. Just let everything
Okay.
settle down around the Citadel. We kind of blew up a couple parts of the building.
Oh, that's cool. How many people died?
I'm actually trying to count here.
I see Vera doing the same thing, just like the mathematics just going across the face.
There's
A
a
lot.
body count.
A lot of robots.
Oh, cool.
4 or 5 Asari.
Oh.
One was trapped in a bubble, and Vera and the others just laid landmines around her, and then the bubble popped, and then she exploded.
That's where the liquid Asari came from.
Ugh.
And he kind of points to Omen. That's why he looks like that.
I thought you guys got sprayed with paint, but now I don't
No,
want
Sorry,
to
Paint
touch
has a
it.
thicker consistency.
Huh. I mean, this is weird. I know there's like a wash that you take ships through. Do you do the same thing with robots?
I
Looks
have
to
equipment in
Jamar.
my shop that should be able to do that.
Is this like last time where everyone had to clean their armor and everything, and like on the ship, and just like the blood? Okay, this is a lot more blood than last time, though, guys. Like,
I mean, come on, kid. This isn't the most
Wow.
bloody you've seen me.
but like a whole bunch of people? That's a lot. Like, you guys are purple.
Generally,
blue.
I try not to bathe in my enemies, but sometimes it's unavoidable.
You should try more. It's great battle paint and big intimidation tactic.
Not great for the dermal plates, though. Very difficult to clean in the little crevices.
Little brushes.
little toothbrushes.
On that note, I think I am going to head back to the ship for a bit of a cleanup. In case anyone needs me, just reach out on the Omnitool.
You mind taking Mercy with y'all? I'm gonna stay here and keep an eye on things a little bit longer before heading back.
If she'd trust me, I could maybe take care of Mercy.
Can we bring you a towel or something, though? I'm not gonna lie, Daddy. You're kind of smelling.
I'll take care of that when I get back to the ship, kid. Towel ain't gonna help this.
Can I get you a water bottle?
Nah, I'll be fine. just need to talk to the doctors, and then I'll be back.
Okay.
Uh,
Don't go get well shopping without me, though, okay?
No, that's me and you, kid.
Okay. Good.
Real quick, what do we do about the giant Geth? You know, being on the Citadel? How did you get him here without getting arrested?
This unit has acquired camouflage paint. We are now considered about 10% Asari.
There was a tarp.
Not wrong.
You would
Funny
happen
enough.
to still have it, would you?
No, I can go
Question
get one.
though, did you tarp him up on the way here? Because if not, guaranteed a vast majority of the Citadel already saw a blood-covered Geth walking through the streets.
You know, that sounds like a CSEC problem to me.
And they'll probably lose it in the files anyway. I mean, it is CSEC.
Hey, bureaucracy is a horrible thing.
Y'all are talking about this in front of Vera like she wasn't going to join CSEC at one point. Like, incompetence.
Look,
That's what
Vera
you were going to
has
be,
seen-
Vera.
Vera has
Incompetent.
seen the incompetence of CSEC firsthand. I mean,
And they're getting a
Vera-
formal complaint.
Vera
Vera's
was
going to
part
Karen
of,
this
like,
shit.
the Turian War Crimes Department, so
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? I think I'm just going to not bother myself with this whole Geth on the Citadel thing then, in that case. And I'm just going to go back to the ship.
Hashtag not my problem.
I mean, in any case, it's the Spectre's problem to
Oh my god.
speak to the council as to why there is a Geth walking with us.
This unit would like to make some tourism and purchase a few things before returning to the ship.
Big guy, you're probably going to want to get cleaned up first. As a expert on the subject, most people don't really interact well with you when you're covered in blood.
no.
Omen to that does the typical Geth thing where he doesn't exactly answer. He just kind of looks at Brockus, unblinkingly as per the ocular implant, with the little plates kind of shifting, almost like he's trying to process and it's not really computing why him now being 10% Asari does not actually like ingrate him to the locals. And funny enough, and this is a funny thing about Geth, they don't specifically wear armor, they integrate it with their hardware, correct?
Correct, yeah.
May I postulate that the blood right now is starting to integrate with my outer shell and flat out repainting me blue slowly right now?
I mean, blood does stain. I don't want to. It's technically part of your body, but let's just say it's not doing anything extra to it other than just color.
No, I'm talking purely for the purpose of color.
Okay, yeah. To paint your goddamn character purple. Okay.
I'm just saying. I am afraid. I am afraid that this is a permanent change.
Oh my
Like
god.
airbrush at 500 feet.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's just, you just wait until you get more Asari and you just like
Finish the
Basically-
paint job. No.
basically bleed them out and then put it in like one of those like the air cans, whatever, and just spray the back of
No.
You did this, you
No.
started this, Omen. You
All right,
started
all
this, I'm
right.
finishing
Well,
it.
at this point, he'll look at Brockus and he'll say, "I'm afraid these changes are. We are afraid. Sorry, this unit is afraid these changes are permanent."
Brockus just shrugs.
Omen will just mimic the gesture, not too sure what it means, but just, monkey see, monkey do. You shrug, it shrugs.
The poor Omen's gonna have the social graces of Brockus.
Yep, on a Geth platform. You did this. You know what you were doing.
He keeps looking to you. You are aware of this. You keep influencing him in other ways.
The duckling has identified me as its mother.
Pretty much.
my
You looked at
God.
it a little too long after it hatched. That's on you, bro.
That was
Oh,
the poor
God.
choice.
You are the one that brought it aboard.
You are technically the commanding officer, and it is a Geth. It will follow hierarchy.
Because he did ask who was the leader. No one said that they were the leader, but you are the ship's captain. Therefore,
I am the ship's captain.
You are.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, the power structure on the ship isn't really one that's that great. I mean, you've got Krogan captain, and the second command is an 8-year-old child,
And then Vera.
and then Vera.
Mercy outranks your ass.
I'm fine with this. It's
She's
less
like, you will make me
responsibility for
chocolate milk with extra chocolate. That is an order.
Get her
Your
little
punishment.
admiral's uniform.
Yeah, right. Insubordination. 3 hours of piggyback rides.
I mean,
Oh, the power.
she's already taken to riding on Omen's back, and he doesn't get tired of giving the piggyback rides. So,
Ugh.
about that.
You see Mercy kind of conflicted at first, wanting to instinctively stay behind, but she's smart enough to kind of read the room, and she kind of looks at everyone else and goes,
Okay, well, I'm gonna go make us some snacks when we go back to the ship. Do you want me to bring you back a sandwich, Daddy?
I won't
Make
be
you
too
feel
long,
better?
kid.
Okay.
I won't be too long. When I get back, I'll start making us dinner.
Okay.
After, as he kind of like motions to himself, after I get cleaned up. I don't think anybody wants
Okay.
a sorry blood in there.
No, please no. Okay, yeah. Everyone gets a bath, which is really weird for me to say, but everyone gets a bath. Except me.
The sooner the better. It's starting to dry and it's uncomfortable.
Dry blood is the worst thing to feel on yourself.
yeah, it is. I love how we all agree. We've all been there.
It's just like
We've all killed someone before.
blood itself is just a minor annoyance. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's blood. But the moment it starts drying and you can feel it sort of like reacting against your skin as anytime you like try to open a hand or to extend your arm, and you could just feel just the
It's-
texture
Oh,
of like,
God.
It's tacky.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just
and then
like-
it's crinkly.
And it's just
Yeah.
like, I hate life.
All right. I think with that, we will go on a break. You guys get
After we made
yourselves
ourselves
cleaned
sound
up.
like complete psychopaths.
The standard day at the office.
A little bit. It's fine. This is fine. Just a bunch of, I'd say murder hobos, but you guys are murder hobo, at least not unjustified. So, it's all good.
So,
You,
just
you,
for
you,
clarification, is Omen gonna come back, or are you doing the shadow thing with Brockus?
oh, he automatically follows Brockus unless ordered otherwise. Number one. Number two, he now, identifies as about 95% Geth, 5% Asari. You can figure out the rest.
Okay.
gross.
So before we go back and before we break, so could I ask Brockus if Brockus wants Omen to stay? Because if not, maybe I could ask Omen to give Mercy a piggyback ride and then get Omen to go back to the ship that way.
He kind of like looks over to Omen and he's like, that's Omen's call.
Omen is gonna turn his head and look at Riley and just slowly say, "This unit does not understand." As he kind of looks at you a little confused as to what you're asking out of it, not quite catching the subtleties.
Okay. If you wish to return to the ship, perhaps Mercy could ride on you as she has previously.
He just looks at Brachus.
Mercy's going no.
No, he's stinky. And what? No. I mean,
Okay.
yes, but no. Not until we wash. Then yes. But right now, no. No. I don't want to get Mimsy all gross. She gets enough baths as it is, but yeah, no. That's different.
When she sees that, you'll see the Geth like face plates kind of droop a little bit. As he kind of just looks at Brachus, not understanding, considering he lacks ocular, any form of not ocular, sorry, olfactory, organ. And he probably sees smells and just, shades of floating proteins or whatever. But not, actually smelling the actual smell. And
Robot things.
he's gonna look at Brachus and say, "We wonder if this young one's olfactory organ is dysfunctional."
What do you mean?
I don't have to go to the bathroom.
This unit has noticed nobody among us has expressed discomfort at this unit's smell.
We're just uncomfortable used to this.
So he's actually wondering at this point if she's the one who has something wrong with her nose, because everybody else is just hanging out like this is completely normal.
Brachus shakes his head and he's like, "It's because she's not used to battle. She's not used to the amount of battle that we see. She's killed things before, but not really bathed in their blood."
Omen will turn to her and say, "She's human, correct?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Omen will turn to her and say, human psychology research suggests exposure therapy," and he'll pick her up and put her on one shoulder.
No! I want down. Ew.
She's like having Mindy up in her air, like, Daddy, I want out.
Omen, put her down.
Of course, as soon as Brachus says that, he puts her back on the ground, very carefully, of course.
She looks at her butt, and she sees like her jeans are like soaked in blood now, and she's like,
Pants.
By now it's probably fairly dried, but I mean,
it's
up to you.
sticky. Let's put it that way. It's sticky right
Yes,
now.
yes.
Brachus like shakes his head is like, "Look, I can get blood out of anything. The pants will be fine.
Okay.
Just as soon as you get home, change into something else, put in the dirty clothes. I'll take care of it with the armor."
Okay. Not at the same time, right?
No.
Okay.
You don't put clothes in the armor washer. That would shred them.
You did that one time and you shred my shirt. But I don't think you knew I had laundry hair at the time, but still.
And I learned an important lesson that day.
Armor shreds. Non-armor stuff.
Yeah. Clothing shreds in the armor washer.
Yeah.
You see her like just uncomfortable, like the way she kind of moves is almost like she had an oopsie in her pants and she doesn't know how to react. She's kind of like that stiffness of the legs, like, what do I do? She's kind of stiff as she's starting to like somewhat wall alongside you guys.
This unit notices a marked improvement already.
No.
Look, again, he doesn't know how the world works. Be nice with the guy. Or don't be, but you know what I mean.
So with that, now we'll go on break. As, we'll get up, stretch our legs, replenish our liquids, as well as relieve them. And we will be right back. So don't go anywhere, guys.
really weird place.
And we are back.
Ooh.
Back, everyone. So, Ruckus, you are staying behind while everyone goes and gets cleaned up. Is there anything that anyone wants to do back at the ship aside from cleaning?
I think Vera is just going to get herself cleaned up and toss her armor on the pile of armor that's going to be cleaned, I imagine, at this point.
Yeah.
And she's going to be heading back out unless anyone stops her for anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Jamar is going to ditch armor, throw on work clothes, and burn a huge amount of time in his workshop.
Okay. Are you doing anything specific?
Yeah. Working on the problem solver.
The problem solver.
Vera's weapon.
Ah, got it. Okay. At this point, it's pretty late in the afternoon, almost borderline evening at this point. How much time do you want to dedicate to this? Do you want to stay the
I only
entire
need
time?
4 hours of sleep.
I mean that too. Okay.
Literally as long as I can put in, honestly.
Okay,
It's Jamar's way of coping.
that's fair. Okay. And what about Omen and Riley?
I'll let Omen go first.
Omen would probably do a few things. First, he'd probably go back to his pod and
Okay.
very quickly, like, I'm not talking about sleep or anything, but just do a quick data burst transfer and just back up all of his memories and everything he went through today into his, pod / station.
Mm-hmm.
And for the rest of the time, since, I mean, yes, we have the whole like elf sleep thing where we can, stand there immobile in our charging pod while still being technically awake and heal up. But one thing I would like him to do, I'd actually like to get him started on a project.
Okay. What kind of project?
So I thought about Omen for a while, and people are already building weapons and stuff like that, and I don't want to encroach on other people's jobs. But one thing I noticed isn't really being done, and I would definitely like Owen to pick up, which kind of makes sense too, considering the character, the high intelligence, everything. I'd like him to work on some .exe projects.
Oh, you mean the programs?
Correct. I mean, it would make sense
Okay.
that it's capable of creating programs, right? Being what it
Yeah.
is.
Oh yeah.
We do have super high science and super high engineering, so I'll let you know which you'll let me know which you'd rather I use. But yeah, I'd like to start working on some .exe projects. There's a few of them I'd like to work on. From my understanding, you can load up to 3 of them in an Omni tool.
Correct.
And
They're similar to like attunements, but they're programs.
basically, so yeah, I'd like to work on those if you'd allow me to. I do have, like I said, a few ones that I've thought of. One of them is super duper simple, so I guess that one would probably be the best one to start off with, and then we'll talk about the rest.
Okay. Curiosity, are these the ones that are off gear list, or are they ones you are trying to create on your own?
One of them that I'm trying to create is basically one that's already existing in the gear list, but I would like to make a much weaker version of it, an easier to make version of it, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Which one?
So there's a lot of them that up your stats to 19.
Okay.
Right? I would like to make one, if at all possible, that could up my wisdom by 1 from 12 to 13. Sort of like a common sense module, if you will.
Okay.
Which,
What's
let's be real,
the
if
program?
there's one thing Omen needs, it would be that. That's the thing. There are ones that are there for like strength, for constitution, for intelligence, for a few of them. I don't see one for common sense right now, unless I'm blind and it's in there and I just don't see it.
Yeah, so the thing is though, these are rare programs.
Well, those boosted to 19. I'm trying to make one that'll
Yes.
bring me from 12 to 13.
Yes. So
Mhm.
definitely can make variants of these for sure. I will, since this is a thing you want to start up, I will put together kind of like a ticker
Roadmap.
project for you.
Okay.
I would say for this, because you are creating a program, I would definitely say this would be engineering roles.
Okay. And yeah, I would flavor it that he's basically kind of just compiling the data of all the things he's been through and what people have said
Okay.
and how people have reacted and whatnot, and trying to maybe get a little bit more common sense out of all of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You guys do you have science roles? Yeah, I would say no, because it's more like IT based.
Engineering's
So,
fine.
it'd be engineering, yeah. I was trying to think if science would be
proficiency in
allowed,
all
but
of the above. It's more just I have proficiency in
Yeah.
all of the above. It was just more a question of
oh, well, excuse me.
actual flavor. My actual flavoring would probably be that, if that's all the
Yeah,
same.
I would say engineering then. Yeah. So Omen is downloading more RAM.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll put something together since it's something you want to do going forward. So just go ahead and start making a little ticker box. I don't know what you need
Okay.
again right now, but we'll go ahead and we'll start making some engineering rules for your downtime activities.
Okay, I'll just put it in my character sheet or something. No problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Guess we put it in
I
the
usually
bio
like
or
to add it under the other resources. I just add it.
Oh, that works too, I guess, if you want me to
That's
put
what I
there.
usually do anyway. I just add like the little ticker and everything. So I mean, you can put it in your notes for all I care. However you want to organize, it
That
works
works.
for me. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
So yeah, you want some rolls?
So I take it you're going to be spending the rest of your time here then.
Most probably. Again, we'll probably take enough time to reload the batteries, if that makes sense, and use whatever
Okay.
time we have left just to work on this project. We are
Okay.
not wasting time cleaning the armor. It will just integrate all the blood.
Okay. Go ahead and give me the engineering roll, and Jamar, give me a weaponsmith roll.
That's a 20. That's a 27.
27? Okay. And then Jamar, what did you get?
19 from me.
19? Okay. So I don't have my notebook with me because I didn't think this would happen right now. So go ahead and put kind of 2 more ticks on yours, Jamar, as you are getting closer. You still probably have, I'd say, like 2 to 3 more days left, because you're pretty far. What's your progress right now that you have on it? I remember you got close.
Let me find it.
And then Owen put 3 on yours.
Gotcha.
Markdown 2. You never actually gave me a clock for this one.
Oh, that's awkward. I gave myself my own clock.
You
I'm so
gave yourself
sorry.
a clock and didn't give me one, so...
I remember you were close. Okay. Yeah, just put down your closer. And I'll find that for you. Again, I didn't think this was going to happen, so I didn't take out my project notes for this. I was like, oh, this is happening. Okay.
Let's mark down 2 more on the on a new clock there.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. trying to find appropriate music for this mood setting, and it's just not. I'm failing horribly. Oh god, this is all like ominous, creepy music. Just give me basic music.
I completely forgot to
works.
join Sirenscape.
Well, this is awkward.
Just a bit.
Yes.
I've added the 3 ticks.
Okay. Cool. Ruckus,
Yo.
what are you doing while you're waiting? Since this does take time, of course, them going back to the ship, though they don't have to travel too far to get to their ship. Then of course taking the time for them to get cleaned up and whatnot. I would say before anything happens, it's probably been like a good hour since they've been gone almost. What have you been doing in the meantime?
So Brockus is going to give it about like 10 minutes for everybody to leave and everything to make sure that they're gone. And as soon as he's confident enough, he's going to lock the door on the inside
Of the
room that he's in. He's going to lock
it is currently
the
locked right now.
Okay.
It's already locked.
Perfect. I don't need to lock it then.
You can't get, well, let me rephrase. You can't get
He'll
it.
push a bed in front of the door.
Well, you can't get in right now. The doctors are inside doing their
okay.
Yeah, you cannot you are locked out.
Okay, so at that point he's going to look for an unoccupied room at the moment.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
That is going to be a perception of 10.
10? Okay. There are a lot of rooms that are pretty occupied. You do have to go down the hall quite a bit before you find what looks like a recently empty room.
Okay. He's gonna slip in there and just shut the door. And he's going to look at the Omni tool and he's gonna put in a call to Arleo.
Vera's face!
I didn't see it.
That motherfucker kind of facial expression, like, why? Okay. Oh, let me think real quick. Going back to what happened last time he was contacted.
Yeah, I don't remember when,
Yeah, it's been.
it
Oh,
was Athelia that contacted him.
It's been a day. It's been a day since she contacted him, if not that morning. I can't remember if they actually talked, but I know they text each other. So yes, okay. So is this a video call or is this just a call? Like telephone or video chat?
Video chat.
Video chat. Okay. Yeah, I would say after a few rings, you do see his image pop up on the Omni tool, that Turian with the hood and everything up. As he goes, well, this is a surprise. Hello, Brockus.
Arleo.
Have you been?
Fortunately, this isn't a... This is a professional matter. I need your
business.
I need your assistance in gathering some information. We ran into a situation. Athelia, at the moment, is dead. We're working to rectify that at the moment.
I'm sorry, what? I just spoke to her earlier.
She died about an hour ago. She was kidnapped while on the Citadel, if you could believe it. We were able to track her down, but from what we gather, she was kidnapped by an Ardak Yakshi and its daughter.
What have you been up to attract the eye of an Ardak Yakshi?
I don't think it was us that attracted its eye. I think they were after Athelia. But
Interesting.
it had a daughter with her. And this daughter was one that we had recently rescued. We were led to believe it was the daughter of a matriarch.
Okay.
Sarima
What's
is
her
her
name?
name. Sarima.
Sarima. Sarima. I do remember Athelia sending me messages about her, though they were very brief, more of just when you guys were escorting her back, really. Not
We
much else.
before we captured her, she let it slip that her and Athelia may be related, sisters, half sisters, something like that.
The plot thickens. Interesting.
Honestly, it's the only reason why she's still alive. We're kind of tied up here at the moment. I wanted to call to see if you couldn't put your feelers out in your internal network. If you can't find out any information as to why, if anything, they were after her. She had just come back to us after leaving on a special mission for a brief time, and then coming back with information in regards to the task that we were currently looking into for our Spectre friend. I don't know if she caught somebody's eye, stepped on the wrong toes maybe, or if this is going back to some childhood stuff.
I see. Well, I'll definitely look into it. She told her that her mother has passed and she doesn't know where the hell her father is. Kind of very teen angst kind of vibe, you know, by Asari standards, but I wonder if this is connected. An Asari mother would mean that there is a possibility, especially with the long life, to have different partners throughout their lifetime, but I could do some digging. But you said the Ardok Yakshi was the mother of Sarima?
That's what Athelia told us.
Interesting. You wouldn't happen to grab the Sarima's last name by chance, would you? Maybe some DNA?
I don't know. Did I?
No, you did not. You did not.
He kind of shakes his head. Don't have the last name, so you probably procure some DNA. She is in the hospital.
It will be easier for me. The research part is, funny enough, the easy one. It's the confirmation that I'll actually need. This is going to sound a little weird, but I do need both of their blood, at least a blood sample, just something DNA. I'd say a hair, but they don't have any. So something that you can grab and send them to me. It will take probably about a day before I will receive them and process them, but that would speed up my research if I do grab that as soon as possible from you.
How fresh does this DNA need? He kind of like looks down at like the midsection of his armor where he had been carrying Athelia.
I mean, as long as it's not completely dry and has some form of wetness to it, to at least put on a Q-tip and make sure it's secured in a vial or something. That way it doesn't get contaminated in any shape or form. Should be fine.
I think I can do that.
All right. Well, like I said, as soon as I get that, let's see, if you're on the Citadel, yeah, about a day. They're usually pretty fast with the transfer. They don't like where we are, but we've got some pull where we are. I can procure those and get back to you in about a day, day and a half. At least with the DNA and a name, I have something to work with, because who knows how many Surimas there are in the Asari database. I know there's quite a few Athelias.
You been looking her up?
I was curious when she talked to me about her father at one point, but not much to go off of, because we did talk about family ties. Her and I had a moment in the office, and yeah, that was about it. That was a while ago, though. That's when you were all still here, of course. So I was curious, thinking maybe I could help her out, but I didn't get too terribly far with it. There were a lot of Athelias. You know how many Veras there are? Although Vera was incredibly easy to look up, I'll tell you that right now. When they're all military, it's the paperwork they keep on that is so easy to track everyone down. It's actually pretty bad.
Pretty big security flaw for what's supposed to be the biggest military in the sector.
When you have someone like me can dig pretty cleanly into the system. Vera has a pretty big family.
That's what I've heard. But you work your magic, I'll try to get the samples for you.
Sounds good. And let me know what happens, what they tend to do with Athelia's body. If anything, I would actually like to pay my respects. She contacted me every day. Did you know that?
I didn't know every day, but she did make mention that she talked to you.
Well, as most as she can. There were moments where I wouldn't hear from her for a few days, and she would say, "Oh, sorry, was underground, no service," kind of situation. Or, "Oh, I was deep under the water, just couldn't get a hold of you." Moments like that. But,
Well, if
Yeah.
everything goes according to plan, she'll be able to call you again.
I hope so. Call if you need any more help.
I will. Call me if you find anything.
Oh, I will. Plan on it. That's the street.
Yep.
Go
I was gonna say, as he kills he kills the communication right there, and he goes, since he's in a room, he's gonna look for like any Q-tips or swabs or any sort of medical equipment that he can use to procure some of the blood that's on his armor.
Oh, this Q-tips are in every doctor's office. That
Yep.
is so easy to find. Vials, however, go ahead and give me another perception or investigation check.
Can I choose?
You can.
What do I want to do?
That's a
Definitely
question.
perception. Okay, that's better. That's gonna be a 15.
15. Okay. You can't find it in the room you're in right now. However, you do find another room. You kind of wait for some people to leave before you kind of sneak in as much as a Krogan can. And you do find a cabinet that has a lot of the the plastic vials when they take swabs to test for illnesses, when they kind of shove the stick in your freaking throat or up your nose, and then stick it in the tube. So nothing super high-tech glass or anything like that, but it's definitely a way to secure a Q-tip.
Okay.
And you are able to find a handful of these.
He's gonna grab 2 of them,
Okay.
and he's gonna grab 2 Q-tips. He's gonna take one, kind of swab the blood on the armor where Athelia was at,
Okay.
and then put it into a vial, seal it up, and then mark it with her name, so
Okay.
you don't get the DNA mixed up or
I
anything.
was gonna say, okay.
Um,
Perfect.
Are there any syringes? If not,
I'd
Brockus has other means to make people bleed. He's just,
I-
you know.
I would say with your perception check, yeah, you could probably find a syringe.
Okay. He's gonna take the syringe with him, and he's gonna make his way back to where Sarima is
Okay.
currently in a bed.
Okay, the door is still locked, so you can't get in.
Sarima?
Yeah, they're in the same room. Because she's on one table, and Athelia was put on the other one, so they're sharing the same room.
Is there any other way into this room, or is it just that door?
There's some windows. They're kind of tinted right now, but because of the whole privacy mode that they're in right now, but there's some windows.
I'm gonna knock like really loud on the window, trying to get somebody's attention.
Okay. You knock, and a few moments go by before you see the screen kind of flicker, almost like it turns back to a normal window. And you see that Solarian there as he looks nervously at you, and he goes, "Yes?" But it's very muffled, so you could just barely hear the word yes.
He kind of like motions to the door. It's like, "Can you open the door? I need to talk to you. Not threaten. This is official business."
Make a persuasion check. Because you did threaten him earlier.
I did threaten him. That's gonna be. I rolled a 3 for a total of 1.
He's gonna look and he's like, "No, not done yet. I haven't done my job.
Like he
You
holds
can't
up a
hurt me when I
hand.
haven't finished."
I'm not here to hurt you. He holds up the syringe. I just need.
What?
Some of
What?
that
I'm sorry,
one.
what?
I need that one's. Just a small thing of that one's blood. It's official investigation. I need a little bit for a DNA analysis. That's it.
Whose authority?
Mine. I work with the Spectre. This is in an investigation as to what happened to. As he kind of points over to Athelia.
You suddenly see the window tint back to the kind of the dark, almost black tinted window mode. There's a long pause, probably a minute goes by. Another minute goes by before they turn back on, and he goes, "You give it to me and I do it then.
Fine.
Don't hurt me."
Won't lay a hand on you.
Windows flick back. And another couple minutes go by before the door clicks and unlocks as he comes out with what looks like a small vial of blood. Just a few drops, almost like he just did it himself, and emptied the syringe. And he goes, "Here you go. Arissa said this was fine.
Thank
This better
you.
not come back to me. Don't hurt me."
He very gingerly takes it from him, kind of like, you know, approaching a scared animal. Don't really want to spook him.
"Okay, I go back to work now? We're okay?"
Just puts his hands up and walks back. And as he turns around, he is this little like container like sealed now?
It
With, like,
is,
the
yeah.
blood?
He's yeah, this one is very similar to the other one. It's got the lid kind of sealed on it. That way it doesn't, you could shake it and it's totally fine. Yeah, it's sealed.
Okay.
And he does click the door back as he goes back into the room.
I think the Brockus ain't a doctor. So Brockus is gonna like open up the container and put the Q-tip in there to get a bit of the blood in there,
Okay.
and then put that one, put the Q-tip in the vial that he took,
Okay.
and seal it up. And he's gonna seal that blood up, and he's gonna keep that blood with him.
Okay.
And he's gonna write Sarima's name on the vial that he procured from the room.
Okay.
And I think with that, he's gonna like give one more look back at the room, and he's gonna go mail these 2 vials over to Arleo.
Okay. And you know you've been on the Citadel before, where you do know that they have a specific mailing system, because of course with Omni tools, so you have the information. Obviously, there's no such thing as like mail when it comes to anything
Space
other than
FedEx.
basically, other than like certain packages. And you know, like when you go to the ATM and they want you, and you go through the drive-through and you talk to someone, they want you to put shit in that huge ass tube
The
to like
pneumatic
seal
tube,
your
yeah.
checks and everything in. That's pretty much what their mailing system is, where you can put them easily in there into this giant tube that can fit packages of different sizes to go ahead and mail it to where it is, and it's their whole system works that way. And with it being the Citadel, it is a kind of a 24/7 sort of hustle and bustle mailing system. So yeah, so you are able to do that. You already know his address, so you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, you send it off, and as it kind of shoots in the tube, you are able to mail it successfully, as you now just need to wait.
And with that, he's just gonna head back to the ship and begin doing the dad stuff, you know, washing the armor and the clothes and preparing dinner.
Okay. And does anyone, aside from the 2 that already did projects, is there anything else anyone wants to do for the rest of the evening?
Yes. So after Vera gets herself cleaned up, changed into casual clothes while her armor is filthy, she's going to leave all of her armaments on the ship.
Okay.
She's going to go out to a bar, and she is going to drink for the remainder of the night.
It
And
takes Athelia's death for you to go out drinking.
That's what I was thinking. That was exactly what I was thinking. Okay.
that's what she's doing.
Okay.
But if you knew what I wanted.
How heavy would you say you're drinking?
Nonstop.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a couple of Constitution saving throws. The second one being at disadvantage. Also, do you allow Acelia to accompany you, as she does follow you?
She'll probably ask Acelia to watch over the dogs for the night.
Okay.
So the first con save is a dirty 20.
Okay.
The second one is an 11.
Okay. And when you say for the night, are you eventually stumbling back home, or are you sleeping it off elsewhere?
She's gonna sleep it off wherever she ends up.
Okay. Can you give me
she's-
a percentile roll real quick?
I can. I don't know how I feel about that number. That's gonna be a 69.
Nice. A big obligatory nice.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anything else anyone is doing before morning?
Well, I would have, as I had said, I would try to take care or kind of keep an eye on Mercy, so I would
Okay.
do that. But if Brockus isn't gone that long, obviously once he's back and doing things, I think I would leave him and Mercy, and I probably would go to the science lab and see if I could get my hands on some Omnigels to convert them to Medigels.
Okay.
So I
That is a
might have
class
to
feature you do,
actually-
correct?
Pardon?
Is that a class feature you do? Because I know some classes allow that.
I have the chemist supplies, and I think I have
that's right.
done this before,
You
but
have.
I suspect I would have to probably bother Jamar for whatever he can spare from Omnigels.
Yes, and if I remember, it was something insanely low. It was like 3 or 5 Omnigels. It was something stupid low to convert these.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
thought I had made notes about that.
See, again, I didn't expect y'all to do this. I am so unprepared. I am so sorry. I just remember it was stupid low for the Omnigels. The only time you guys ever spend a mass amount of Omnigel is when Jamar finishes his final, like, projects. And even then, they're not, like, crazy. They're, like, 15 or 20.
Yeah, I made all the notes of what it, like, there's Medigel standards, enhanced, superior, and ultra. Just a second,
Yes.
maybe I do have some notes about what it takes.
So the higher the rarity would require some extra rolls from you for their success rate.
Yeah, I think I would probably just try to make the standard well, actually, just because I'm in that kind of a mood, I would try to make a superior Medigel. Make however many of those I could try to make.
Okay. Let's see here. I think it'd be like...
Now, I'm actually,
Three.
though, I'm going to be at disadvantage on skill checks right now, aren't I?
You are, yes.
Yeah, so maybe what I'll do is just, all things considered, maybe I'll just try to make some of the standard ones.
Okay. If I remember correctly, I think it was like 3, 5, 7, and 10 as far as Omnigel. So if you're gonna do the standard, it would be 3 Omnigel.
And how many of those can I do?
I would say they do take time to craft. I would say you could probably do, I would say 2 in an evening.
Okay, so I am going to go to Jamar and ask him if I can have 6 Omnigels.
Yeah, you can. Jamar is in standard loud music in the workshop mode at the moment.
Okay, so Riley knocks on the door, very
you get
politely.
no answer.
Can she hear the music?
Probably.
Probably.
Okay.
They're not
she
nothing
knocks on
soundproof in here, but it's definitely muffled.
She knocks on the door louder.
You know what? Yeah, perception check to see if you can hear it through the music. I'm sure you've got it blaring.
Uncomfortably loud. 14.
Riley, you know what? Just for fun, give me a strength check. See how loud you bang on that bad boy.
Well, I haven't started to really bang on the door yet. I'm just,
Okay,
still
definitely
just
now
knocking.
he does not hear that. Okay, he doesn't hear that then.
Okay, I
There's
am
no
going
answer.
to pound with my fist on the door.
Okay, now give me a strength check. And then Jamar, give me a perception check.
That is
That is
going to
lower.
be a Oh, but that's a
a
disadvantage. Isn't it?
disadvantage. Yep.
Oh, okay, 12.
Okay. What was yours, Jamar?
12.
Unfortunately, can't hear the knocking. He's too engrossed with his project, and the music seems to be drowning out your.
Okay, can
Your
I
thing.
try pounding with both fists on the door?
Go ahead and give me the other roll, both of you. Hello.
Problem is the music. Oh god, the music is loud enough to drown out the sound of the tools I'm working with.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 13.
6.
Oh my god. Still nothing.
But I outrolled him.
You did. It's a matter though of him being able to hear you. It is
Okay.
loud. It is loud enough, but he's just completely not paying attention.
All right, I'm going to try the door. Is the door locked?
Nope.
I was like, "Is the door locked?" Okay.
Okay, I'm going to open the door and walk in, and I'm going to yell as loud as I can, Jamar.
Yeah, the music's definitely blaring when you're like, "Ah!"
Watch the stick. Watch it. Oh no, there's a 14.
Okay. Yeah, at this point, you see out of your peripherals that the door has opened and someone's entered.
Mark reaches out and smacks the panel in front of him. Yes.
I'm really kind of. I need something to do. I'm gonna go make Medigels. If you would be so kind as to spare about 6 Omnigels for me.
Mark points to a crate on the other side of the room.
Thank you. So she goes and gets 6 and goes back to her workshop, or back to the lab.
Okay.
And Jamar smacks the control panel again.
Okay. So you're doing this off your med kit, which is a wisdom based roll because it go off of medicine. So,
Yeah.
Are you
Mhm.
proficient in this tool?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So go ahead and roll roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier and your proficiency
Okay. Now.
with disadvantage
Okay. So
because
I'll
it's
roll.
still a skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what we've got here. Okay. So my low roll was a 6 and 7 is 13, and 4 would be a 17.
Okay, that's still pretty good. You are able to make the 2 Medigel. With
Okay,
that.
I will add that to my list of the number I have then.
Okay, perfect.
'Kay.
And again, I cannot remember if I said this to you specifically, Riley. I know Omen as well. I did up the amount you can carry with you than the rules. The rules, I believe, are like 3 or 4 you can carry at a time. You can carry up to 10 per person when you guys are out and about. Boot to boot. Because I think it's dumb. And a lot of things hit hard in this game, so. Yes, I'm a Medigel whore, but realistically a lot of shit hits hard, so it's nice to have the extra. Okay. So with that, you guys do wake up. Some of you getting a nap in, Jamar, as you were just focused on this weapon. Owen eventually powers down. Riley, you and Brockus eventually do go to sleep. Mercy, of course, doesn't really sleep in her room that night. She kind of wants to stay with Brockus a little bit. She's too worried. She can't sleep about what's going on with Ophelia, especially with what happened with Mel not too long ago. Just kind of worried. Vera, you wake up in a confined cell in CSEC as you wake up with a couple other people in the same cell as you. and you have a hell of a hangover right now.
She probably just kind of sits on the bed or cot or whatever it happens
The
to
cot, yeah.
be. Kind of with like her legs tucked up against her chest and her arms around her legs, just kind of being as small as a tall Turian can possibly be. Not having a good morning.
You definitely feel sick, but you do see a hi Balls. You do see a I mean, you're intelligent. You're aware of this. You know you're in C sectors. You can see a couple of guards. One's kind of like patrolling, the other one you can see there is an office that's just kind of at the computer, just kind of tinkering away as someone's just kind of walking. She's not really eyeing you. Because one you see is the Turian, which is at the desk, and the other one is a Drell that's just kind of monitoring everybody, just like he's making rounds, not really paying attention, other than just observing.
So she'll probably give it a few minutes just to kind of let herself wake up as much as possible in her current state before she kind of gets up and goes to the edge of the cell, trying to get the attention of any of the CSEC people.
Which is not hard to do, as the Drell is the one that actually comes over and he goes like, yes.
When can I get out of here?
Well, you were supposed to be in here for at least a day for disorderly conduct, walking around drunk in public. You also threw a bottle.
Oh no, not again.
Thankfully not at a person, but you did shatter the glass to a shop. Thankfully, because of your patch, you will not be charged for the damages at least, but you are to be confined here for at least 24 hours.
And how long has it been?
It has been 9 hours.
Okay.
As you can see the clock, and it's like 9:30 in the morning.
Is there any chance I could... I know this is gonna sound stupid. Is there any chance I could get a cell by myself?
Make a persuasion check.
Might actually go pretty well.
Okay.
An 18?
18, okay. He kind of looks you up and down a moment. You see him kind of think a moment as he goes, though you wearing the patch doesn't excuse your behavior, I think it does at least warrant your own cell. Please come with me. As he does unlock the door, and he grabs you by the arm, not aggressively, just to kind of just grab and hold you.
Yeah.
As he does walk you to another cell. There's no size difference or anything, but you're by yourself in this one. He does, however, offer you some water. Making sure that you get some food as well, because he definitely sees how the after effects, basically. Yeah, so he does help you and gives you some food and a bunch of water for you to kind of recover.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for any trouble I caused.
Well, I'm not the one you should be apologizing to, but it is appreciated. Thankfully, you didn't do too much damage.
I don't suppose you know the name of the shop that I threw the bottle through?
It was a teapot shop.
Tea. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I don't know if you're just a coffee person or or maybe someone did harm to you or something, but you were very upset.
I don't have a good relationship with tea at the moment.
Right now, you don't have a good relationship with alcohol either.
Well, I don't know. I
As he
think
gestures to you for a moment.
you know what? Yes, you're right.
All right, well, feel better. You are not
I'm
a
sorry.
criminal, so if you need to make a phone call, just let us know.
Did I give you? You guys know who I am, right? I gave you my name, I assume.
We looked you up in the system.
Okay. I didn't want to be some anonymous drunkard in a cell.
No, I hate to say it, but that's what's going on the record, but we do have your name to identify, so yes.
Oh, okay. I think I'm maybe not gonna call anyone because nobody needs to know about this. I think I'll stay here until my time is up.
Very well. If you need anything else to help recover, just let me know. We do have meds to help with any headaches.
I will deal the cards that I'm dealt at the moment.
He kind of nods, like, respect. As he does close the door behind him and goes back to his patrol.
And she crawls into the cot and pulls the covers over herself entirely.
Okay. What is everybody else doing this morning?
Doing what I do every morning, making breakfast.
Okay. Jamar, do you come out of your room at all?
No, this would have been like sleep on the cot in the workshop and then promptly get up and go back to work.
Okay. And then Omen and Riley, I assume you come out.
If I smell breakfast, yes. And I'm trying to check my notes. I might have also, with the whole bionic thing, I probably was not feeling all that super great by the end of the day, so I would have taken meds for that.
No, yeah, you did suffer a headache from your biotics the other day.
Yeah, I kind of thought so. So, I think I would come out. Thank Brockus for making breakfast.
What I do?
Brockus, do we just help ourselves, or?
Oh yeah, just take whatever you want. I definitely make way too much for everyone.
As you do see that the table that you guys have, it's a pretty big table. You do see that what he usually does is he puts an assortment of foods on the table, still giving plenty of room for the plates and everything, for you to kind of almost buffet family style grab the food.
Yeah, you got waffles, chocolate chip pancakes, ton of bacon, of course. I mean, can't go wrong with bacon. A bit of biscuits and gravy today, juice, coffee, whatever you need. Don't think anybody went drinking last night, so I didn't make any of the hangover stuff. So yeah, help yourself.
You see
So
Mercy munching on some bacon, and she's like, "I'm still trying to weaponize bacon."
So Riley's a little overwhelmed with all this, but she's going to take several pieces of bacon, put them on a pancake, put some syrup on it, roll it up, and sort of make a taco out of it. And
I like that. Oh, I might have to try that. That sounds amazing.
That does sound amazing.
and she's going to, obviously there's coffee, so she's going to have a coffee, and then she's going to ask, Brockus, did you hear any news of Athelia yet?
Not yet, but from what the doctor said before kicked out of the room, it was gonna take some time, and then from what I gather from the conversation we had in regards to bringing her back, it's gonna take probably a day or two to get that going. I'm planning on putting in a call here soon to our Spectre to find out if she's heard anything.
Okay. Is there anything that you need me to do?
Well, we're sort of locked here until we get Athelia back.
Okay.
So do as
I-
you will. Just don't get kidnapped.
No. I actually made a couple more Medigels. It somehow seemed the right thing to do, but I'm feeling a little more confident today, so I'm going to actually ask Jamar if I can get some more Omnigel from him and have a go at actually making an Ultra Medigel and see how that goes.
As he kind of like looks around the kitchen, we seem to be missing people.
Yes, it seems to be you and me and Mercy, doesn't it?
Where's Omen at this point?
So, Omen right now would have obviously, quote unquote, woken up for well, activated, I guess would be a better terminology, right? And haven't activated. He doesn't really have a concept of morning rituals, if that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think unless otherwise called by Brockus, or unless there was what would be perceived as a security risk either in or around the ship, after activating, he would probably go ahead and honestly, I'm not expecting rolls or anything for it, but he'd probably just keep working on whatever he was working last night.
Okay.
That DXE
I
program.
will say that you did travel back with them for a few days, that you do at least know what the morning routines are for the crew, to
Okay.
know that they either are not on the ship anymore or they're at breakfast. So you would at least have the consciousness of knowing that that's where they would probably be.
No, I know, but I'm just saying because he doesn't
Okay.
eat or require
that's fair.
food unless otherwise mandatory, like made mandatory. No, you show up for breakfast even if you don't eat.
Okay.
It lacks a purpose for him. Put it that way.
So sorry to interrupt. Brockus, you guys notice that you are missing a small handful of your crew at the moment.
Given that this, I think at this point in time, it would be normal for him. He'd probably figure that Jamar is in the in his workshop doing the workshop things. So he's gonna
It's a
look
fair
at
assessment.
Riley. Like, I'm gonna put a plate together for Jamar. You mind taking it to him since you're gonna be heading back his way anyway?
Sure, I'd be happy to do that.
You've seen Vera around? I haven't seen her running around the ship like she normally does.
Actually, come to think of it, I can't say as I've seen her since yesterday. Like we came back to the ship together, and that was actually the last I saw of her.
Huh. Hey kid, you want to do me a favor?
Yes.
Vera probably slept in. You want to go wake her up?
Do we try the bacon?
No, that could
let's
actually
go.
that can actually, like, if you give her the human bacon, that can actually kill her.
I know. I want to weaponize it, but not for her. She's my friend. I just thought
So-
it'd be funny.
Just throw bacon at her.
It's just, ah! She gets hives just from the bacon grease, like, ah! No, she definitely takes like a handful and just kind of like starts like eating them like red vines. and just starts running off to her bedroom. A little bit of time does pass before she comes back, and she's like,
Acelia said she didn't come back. She
I'm
was
sorry,
dog
what?
sitting. She didn't come back.
In typical dad fashion, he's not even gonna walk down to the door, like walk down to like Vera's room. He's just gonna lean around the corner and just like yell down the hallway, Celia, we need to talk.
few moments go by before you hear a door kind of open and shut down the hallway, of course, before you hear her footsteps coming, and she goes, yes, Brockus, what did you want to talk about?
Where's Vera?
She said she went out to go drinking and has not returned. I was to watch her dogs for her. Forgot the name of the dogs. Because again, I don't have a fucking
Let's
book in
just
front of
hope
me.
she's passed out somewhere, and he's gonna try to ring Vera up on the Omni tool.
Because Vera is in jail, she has a special chip that's kind of attached to her bracer. A very simple chip, but it basically allows a temporary disconnect of the Omni tool. So, not that you know that, but Vera, you don't get a ring, and Brockus, it just keeps ringing. Nothing gets getting picked up. Do you think she... what is it that Athelia and Mel always did? Do you think she found someone and went home with them? I don't think that is what my lieutenant would do, but in an intoxicated state, your mind is not all there, and is a possibility.
Look, if it just turns out that she got drunk and got lucky, then whatever. I don't care. But we've already had one person go missing and then wind up dead.
I don't understand what you mean by getting lucky, but if it's a different way of saying going home with someone, then yes, potentially.
It's a clean
She-
way of saying fornication without going into graphic detail.
I see. Something I have learned. Interesting.
Well,
This is very much like her when she gets upset or feels certain emotions and does not want to be disturbed. So if you are unable to get a hold of her, this is very much like her. And does not want to be disturbed until she is ready.
well, too bad I'm disturbing her. It's like,
Are you attempting to track her down?
I'm gonna do what any self-respecting father would do when their child doesn't come home at night.
Get the belt and grab the car. Go for a drive.
He's gonna walk over to like one of like the communication panels on the wall, and he's going to pretty much boot up like he's gonna call into CSEC, and they're like their missing persons department.
Oh god. Okay. They will say, you hear a gruff voice over the phone saying like, this is CSEC, how can I help you?
I seem to have a missing crew member that did not report back after a long night of drinking. Can't seem to get in contact with them. Was hoping no bodies came across your way.
What is the name?
What is Athelia's last name? Not Athelia, but Vera.
Vera has mentioned it before, although it's been a
Yeah.
hot minute since she
I
has
don't
ever
remember.
said it.
Specific.
I don't remember it, but Brockus would.
You know what? Give me a
Look, I could just watch the character cards on the
Okay,
stream.
well,
until-
yes.
There.
But let's see
okay,
if
now I have-
Brockus
I know-
would Brockus remember it though.
Can I persuade you to roll with advantage since this would This is a dad moment.
You know what? I'll allow it. Give me a history or intelligence check.
History is intelligence.
Oh, that's true.
I don't have a bonus in either one of them. But I got a dirty 18.
Okay. Yeah, you do remember it. As her last name is it Kyrian or Kryan?
Kyrian.
Kyrian. Yeah. Vera Kyrian.
Kyrian, Vera.
One moment.
Kyrian.
As there's a bit of a pause before clicks back and he goes, yes, we do have a one. Lieutenant Vera Kyrian is spending 24 hours in confinement for disorderly conduct of a drunken nature.
He just starts laughing. What did
They
she do?
will be released this evening, as they not only were disrespectful in public, being intoxicated, but also, what's the term? I can't think of the proper fucking word now, but decided
Vandalism.
Vandalism, thank you! I was like, what's the V word I'm looking for? Vandalized a shop and shattered their front window.
I see. Well, thank you for clearing my worry. I was worried that another crew member of mine would be dead.
Though she is confined for 24 hours, there is still a fee that will need to be paid before her release.
Of course. How much are we talking?
It would be 35,000 credits.
For a window?
It is also to help not ruin the reputation of a Spectre after parading around in that manner while sporting the patch.
You're telling me there's a Spectre tax?
Some may call it
35,000?
that.
35,000 you said?
Correct.
Do I just send it directly to CSEC?
You can.
He punches through. Be sure to let her know that her captain paid the fine.
I will. Again, she'll be released this evening.
Thank you for your time, officer.
You take care. As it clicks. As you didn't quite hear the background of "Hooah!" Like Veer's not throwing up, but Veer's very much pain.
He's gonna just go back to the kitchen. Just making
Okay.
mental notes of how he's not gonna let Vera forget this.
Just leave me in the cell.
And he's just gonna sit down, he's gonna enjoy breakfast. Waiting to hear anything back potentially from the hospital. If not, making plans to go there later in the day.
Okay. Do you guys leave the ship at all, or are you just kind of waiting?
I'm trying to make that two. Would I be able to make 2 Ultra Medi gels or just 1?
For something so advanced, you'd only be able to make 1, and you would need to dedicate a few hours to it.
Sure.
As something high, you would have to spend more time with it.
Yep.
Okay,
That's-
you still have
I think-
disadvantage.
Still?
Yes, it's for 24 hours, not a long rest.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
all right. And I assume I was able to talk Jamar into another 10 Medigel.
Considering how his door was still unlocked.
The door is open and the music is going.
So I'm
It's
gonna
just
come
rock.
in. I'm gonna wave my arms around to see if I can get him in my peripheral vision, or if he'll catch me in his peripheral vision.
Igmar looks up, points at the box, and looks back down.
While he's doing that, Riley points at the plate and offers him breakfast.
Jamar just gestures to the side of the bench.
You see a fold-out table, a tray, TV tray.
Alrighty. So do you want that roll then?
Go ahead and give me that roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
This is going to be a fairly high roll because of
Ouch.
its difficulty.
Oh, this isn't looking good then. So that's gonna be, if it had been not at disadvantage, that first roll was fabulous. So that's gonna be a... So that's gonna be a 17.
17. You do create something, but the color doesn't look quite right. So you're not quite sure how effective it is. So I would write down your notes a questionable Medigel.
So it'd be a questionable ultra
Medigel. Yeah.
Okay.
Questionable.
Do I have any way to test that?
You could try to drink it.
Oh. Okay, so can I do a small test? Like without drinking the whole thing, or do I have to drink the whole? Well, if I drink
could
the whole
do a
thing, then we
taste
don't have
test.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do a taste.
Do you want to do a little
on
taste
it
test?
then.
Okay. Go
Mhm.
ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw, please, with disadvantage.
Oh Lord. Okay. Well, what the heck?
Y'all are just going at it this morning. This is a rough morning.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Two. Again, a
Two?
really good roll and a
Oh no.
two.
The Citadel gonna just suffer mass exsanguination?
Just no. Thankfully,
It wasn't a one.
because this was a sample, a little taste test, you're not quite sure what it does, let's just say. Unless it's actually consumed. However, it definitely didn't taste like how a Medigel should taste. And you immediately run into the bathroom. Your stomach is not having it.
Okay.
With the added
So-
side effect of a headache from your body
After I
reacting
make
poorly to
a
it.
somewhat of a recovery, I will put the thing into hazardous waste, and I will go and see if I can get another cup of coffee.
Okay. While this is happening,
So Brocka sees Riley basically sort of forehead down on the table, coffee beside her.
rough morning.
You good?
Yeah. Failed experiment.
Technically, this would not be happening yet because, like I said, it would take a few hours
Yeah.
for you
yeah,
to create
but-
it.
mhm,
So,
yeah,
I
but
would
that
say
would be
while you're still creating it, Brockus,
okay.
you
Okay.
would get a message. Technically, everyone would get kind of a group message about this, minus Vera, as you do get a text that is from Arissa saying results are in. Athelia's body in great condition, Sarima unconscious and surviving. And that's all it says after she's like, she does at the bottom she does say it's time to, if you want to know more results as well as your decision, come to the medical bay in the Spectre sector.
I think as soon as he's done cleaning up and everything, he's just going to put the armor on, grab his weapons and head to the hospital
Okay.
or the infirmary.
Okay. Technically, Riley, since you're doing the concoction, you would not be able to go with them. However, Omen and Jamar, you would get that ping. Do you guys want to go with, or are you guys kind of staying behind?
We will follow.
Okay.
If Omen's going, I can stay on call.
Okay. You guys are like roommates right now, aren't you?
Pretty much.
Okay. That's right, because his pod's in the corner.
Pretty
Okay.
much. You'll see it him activate and just stomp out of the pod, you know, all massive 12 feet of him as he just, without a word, clumps through the room and just leaves the room.
Okay.
Omen's going. Good. All right.
Okay. So Brockus, you do see Omen come out as the only two that are going to the hospital bay. So because of how you were acting, you just kind of nod and just Omen, you just follow straight to the med bay, which of course Mercy comes with you. Still not wanting piggyback rides just yet. She's still like weirded out about the blood, especially since you kept it on. But she'll stay next to her dad for the meantime. But you guys do reach the med bay together, where Arissa's already there, standing outside of the room, kind of arms crossed, leaning up against the wall. She does see you guys and goes, "Where's everyone else?"
Working, I think. Oh, you're gonna love this. Vera's in CSEC.
Is she filing the complaint? I told her I would send her the link.
No. Bit of vandalism happened last night. She had
shit.
She had one too many. Don't worry, I've already paid the fine and everything like that. She's just
Okay.
sleeping it off. She'll be back tonight.
Yep. Yeah, it's to kind of... Yeah, okay.
I mean, given what happened, I can't blame her.
It's not that. It's the fact that she chucked a bottle and broke. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, look on the bright side. It was only a window.
What's a window? She didn't like choke someone out or shoot a human or anything like that.
Look, they didn't tell me the window killed anybody, and I've seen what she can do with bottles.
Okay. All right. I'll go check on her after this. Sorry, Vera. More important matters at the moment. You're fine. All right. Come on in.
All right.
As you see, still on the same beds, but of course, kind of patched up. You see almost kind of like an IV drip on Sarima. She is cuffed. And you do notice it is these specialized cuffs that you do recognize as to kind of suppress any biotics. And Athelia is on the other table. You see that they kind of dressed her as far as like cleaned up any blood or anything. They you did notice that they did wash her clothes. As she is wearing a sort of like a hospital gown now, as her clothes are kind of now neatly folded on a table nearby. And you do notice that she almost looks good as new, almost like she's sleeping. But of course, you know, having witnessed it, that she definitely will have like a wound kind of around her chest area. But of course, it's covered at the moment. And that Solarian comes up once more, and he goes, "Good morning. Good to see you again. Good moods, good vibes. Everything's good now, right? Yes, we did job. Got results."
Which are
let's talk about the living first. Yes? Shall we? Yes. This one, right here, named Sarima, is unconscious in a medical-induced coma for now, while internal organs are healing. She will be conscious, hopefully, in the next couple of days. Is confined for now with biotic suppressing cuffs. That way she does not do anything, considering how you said she's criminal, and arrested for now, by per orders of Arissa. And, this one, as he points over to Athelia, body in actually very good condition, was able to clean up and analyze. Brain and rest of her organs and everything else, very little internal damage. Seems to be almost in perfect condition, aside from, well, the essential point of death. Good condition otherwise. Was told by Spectre Arissa of treatment that you want to do of the cloning process. How do we feel about that?
Do it.
Will require time. Usually takes about a day or two for everything to be healed and processed, though maybe shorter time because body in great condition. However, very costly if you are able to pay it.
We have the funds.
Very well. Funds can be transferred. Would you like to pay it all in full now?
Let me send a message. I'm gonna have to pay you tonight. The one that's in charge, one of the people who are in charge of our funds is a little preoccupied with C-Sec. Usually something so experimental and expensive needs to be paid before we can start the process. Due to certain things that we have to do to prep before time, no guarantee that you will pay us. Not saying that you won't pay us, but I have to guarantee it. And at this point, Arissa just holds up her hand. She's like, I will vouch for them. They will pay by tonight. You have my word. And if they don't, I'll break my own legs. He kind of like looks over at her.
I meant
a weird vow.
I meant like break your legs. I know what I meant. She's like trying to be serious. I'll break their legs.
This
You see the
unit does not
Solarian?
understand the concept of humor.
And and as somebody who likes keeping their legs, I will tell you, I will vouch that I will pay.
Yes, well, with such respect and reputation, such as Spectre Arissa, do trust, do believe. So yes, we will start the preparations, at least get her in the tank, and at least start the process for the repairing of the damage already done to the body, to be ready for the transfer, as well as the consciousness and memories. Should be, like I said, about a day or two, maybe sooner because of great condition of body. So we'll let you know. But cannot be here.
Do your thing, Doc.
Thank you. We'll contact Spectre Arissa when it is time. We'll also follow up this evening for payment.
With that, he's going to leave the room. He's like, he wants to mess with this guy, but he's going to be mature about it because he doesn't want him making a mistake and accidentally cloning Athelia with like 2 heads or something.
She has a Volus conscious.
He put her in a Volus body.
Oh no.
It'd be so bad.
Ep was in the hospital after the abuse that we gave him the last time. They put the wrong person in the wrong body. Why is Ep why is Ep running in an Atari body thinking he looks damn good right now?
I am a biotic god.
I was just about to say that.
And he would be correct. Okay. So with that, I assume that you both exit the room. And as you do, is there anything that you have planned
for the day while you kind of wait for the cloning process to be completed.
Mercy's with us, right?
Yes.
He kind of like looks down at her, just like a little more relaxed now. All right, kid, we need to get one of those gifts you mentioned.
Get well gift?
Yeah, let's call it that.
Okay. I have some ideas, but I mean, we can either all get her like our own individual things and combine it, or just give her like one big gift or something. I don't know. I'm up for anything.
I think he's gonna pick her up and like kind of like put her on his shoulder and, well, I guess we're going shopping then.
Okay. Omen, you're coming too?
This unit will accompany.
Yes. Perfect.
As a player, I want to stop that, but as Brockus, it's going to be hilarious to see people reacting to Omen. So he's going to just let it happen. He's just going to let it happen.
Yep. Because you guys are parked in kind of the special Spectre parking lot area for
the friends of the
Spectre guests.
parking.
Yeah, the guest parking for the Spectres. So you've never really had to like go through the public other than those couple of times. So this will be interesting, as this will be where we're gonna stop for tonight, as we are pretty much at the end here. So we will start next episode with some shopping / healing process ? So we will see. Hopefully Gillitan will be able to join us next time too, as there will be some interesting things that will take place. So until then, those of you people from America, happy 4th of July. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us. We really do appreciate it. If you like to keep song, we're not the only show on this channel, as every Monday night we do have our longest running show, Destiny Forge, run by, I almost said Brockus, Rojan, as he takes us through the dark part of the Vampire Isles at the moment. Then we have our Tuesday show run by Tiltbot, which is TOTOR, Star Wars Tales from the Outer Rim, which is a Star Wars 5e conversion system. Then we have our 2 alternating shows here on Thursday. We do have Mass Effect Horizons run by me with a Mass Effect 5e system. And then alternating Thursdays, Rojan runs us through the Tricorn Isles. We are a bunch of chaotic fucks. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because it's still early.
That is a very accurate description.
It's interesting. We're weirdly balanced or not. We're not sure. We'll find out. We're still finding out. And then we have our 2 alternating Saturday shows, where we have Withered Waste, which is actually this Saturday. Withered Waste, which is a D&D game run by Rojan. And then we have our alternating show, which is Wayward Wanderers, which is a Pathfinder 2 Extinction Curse campaign, which I believe was said that the story is not ending, but one of the parts is the chapter anyways coming to a close. And then they're going to take a small break before they start up the next one. So I think that's going to be wrapped up here in the next couple of weeks or so. And then we have a couple of other shows that are a little interesting right now. We do have our little mini one-shot that's going to be about like 4 or 5 episodes, known as Under the Mountain. That is every other Friday night, run by Sugarlove. It's her first time DMing, so she's running us through a Kids on Brooms system, basically D&D Harry Potter. And then we have our what was once a month show is now turning into a bi-weekly show. I believe we agreed Saturday nights after Withered Wastes. So the weekends with Withered Wastes, we will be having our would-be heroes, kids with capes, kids on bikes system, where we play a bunch of superheroes. However, I don't think we're doing it. We're not doing the reboot. It's kind of a reboot. We're doing it, yeah. So it's not this upcoming one. We're having a little bit of a break, and doing it the next time we do Withered Ways. It's kind of a reboot, but I think a lot of us are sticking with the same characters. We're just shifting a little bit. But yeah, so it'll be fun. A lot of people will recognize, actually all the characters. We'll just say it that way. That Rojan will run us through. I believe. Oh God, guys, we have our. Are we doing Behold Lore this Saturday? It's Friday. I forgot.
We have a subject already for it. It was the one that we were going to do last month, but we ended up having to skip last month.
I completely forget what that was.
Well, we'll go back to the records.
Suggested it.
Yeah, I know, and I forgot.
It's been a month. So yes, the first Saturday of every month, we have our Behold Lore show, where me and HP Fox and Rojan will go ahead and discuss certain lores across all of our shows. We did discuss that we are going to start bringing back guests again, so we can have everyone talk. Now that a lot of time has passed, we have a lot of new character questions to ask. So that will be in the near future. So keep an eye out for that. So we will announce in our Discord and Twitter what the subject matter is once we remember.
Look.
But that will be this Saturday.
I'm going to look at the team chat right now and see what that was.
It was homebrew something. That's a lie. They're all homebrew.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was the homebrewing process, and I think which wasn't in that channel. It was in the other channel. We had
our
too many
actual
channels.
Behold Lore channel.
Yes.
We need to stop coming up with shows. That's a lie. Don't stop. And then while he's looking that up, just a small update because it's been a hot minute since we've last updated you guys about it. Sonata 4 is still happening. The goal is potentially around end of summer, early fall, but again,
that's the goal.
And
we'll get you guys know.
Next year, maybe the start of the mini-series. Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Which, for those of you who are not familiar with it, we're thinking of, at least until we decide, maybe eventually turning it into a full-blown campaign, will be more like the Chimera Collective, where it will be a bunch of mini adventures that are various. They're probably like 5 episodes to 10 episodes. It really depends on how much gets done. They'll be all part of the story sporadically throughout the year, and so on and so forth, until we decide to change that into something else. So, yeah, we will let you guys know what that subject is for this weekend. So, yeah, lots of things happening, and lots of things happening this upcoming Saturday. So, until then, we'll see you guys later. Have a good night, and happy 4th.
Good night, everyone.
Night.